Have you ever wondered what it feels like to wake up far away from the place you once called home, to open your eyes in a world that speaks a different language, to walk in streets that don't know your name? Today, we will travel through the day of an ordinary girl living in the United States, chasing dreams that often seem too far, yet she keeps walking, because hope is her only luggage. Her name is Aisha, and her story begins before the sun even rises. She is one of millions who carry the weight of two worlds on their shoulders: the land they left behind and the land they are still learning to belong to. This is not just her day, this is the heartbeat of every immigrant who dares to dream in a foreign land. The alarm rings at 5:30. The air is still cold and silent. Aisha opens her tired eyes and looks at the small window where the city lights fade into the early dawn. She whispers to herself, another day, another chance. She makes a cup of coffee in the small kitchen, her roommate still asleep. She stands quietly watching the steam rise. The smell reminds her of home. Her mother used to make chai at this hour. She looks at a picture on the fridge, her parents smiling, her little brother waving. The memory stings, but she smiles anyway. She ties her hair and packs her bag. She places a note inside that reads, "You are stronger than you think," because in this country strength is not a choice, it is survival. Outside, the world has already begun to move. Buses roar, the metro doors open, and close voices mix in the air. She walks fast, holding her coffee and her dream together in one hand. The subway is crowded, yet lonely faces glow under fluorescent lights, some tired, some hopeful, some lost. She finds a seat and looks outside at the tunnels rushing by. This is not just a train, it is a moving dream carrying hundreds of stories no one ever tells. A man beside her asks, "Are you from Pakistan?" She nods yes. He smiles and says, "I love your accent." She thanks him politely, her heart both proud and unsure. She wonders why something as natural as her accent feels like both a gift and a weight. She reaches her stop, takes a deep breath, and walks toward the cafe where she works part-time. The cafe smells of roasted beans and warm bread. Soft jazz plays in the background. The sound of laughter mixes with the hiss of milk steam as Aisha ties her apron and begins her shift. "One caramel latte extra hot," the customer says. She nods with a gentle smile. The rhythm of the morning rush begins. Each drink she makes feels like a tiny act of endurance. She wipes the counter, wipes her thoughts away, and keeps moving. A customer leaves a $2 tip. She places it carefully in the jar, whispering, $2 closer to my tuition fee." The job is not her dream, but it keeps her dreams alive. Her manager nods approvingly. "Good work, Aisha." She smiles back, a smile that hides the tiredness of someone balancing two worlds. When the shift ends, she rushes to the university, her backpack heavy, her heart heavier. The lecture hall smells of coffee, notebooks, and ambition. Her professor speaks about algorithms. Her mind travels between logic and life, between what she learns and what she lives. She raises her hand and gives an answer. The professor smiles. "Excellent point, Aisha." Her classmates nod, some curious, some impressed. She feels a tiny spark of belonging. This moment is hers, and she earned it through endless nights of study, part-time jobs, and whispered prayer. As the class ends, she looks out the window at the tall buildings and remembers her last day in Pakistan, her mother holding her hand, her father saying, "Go and learn everything you can, make us proud." She wipes a tear quickly, because strength is not about never crying, it is about never giving up. The sun begins to sink into the horizon, painting the sky in gold and purple. Aisha takes her delivery bag and rides her bike through the streets, the air cold, the city glowing like a giant dream made of glass. She delivers food to strangers who smile and say thank you. Her hands ache, her legs burn, but she keeps pedaling. Every delivery is a step closer to independence. She looks at the skyscrapers rising above her and whispers, "So many lights, yet some of us still feel unseen." She passes through Central Park. The laughter of people fills the air, families, friends, couples enjoying their evening. She rides silently among them, part of the crowd yet apart from it. She reaches home close to midnight. She enters her small room, removes her shoes, and sits near the window. Her phone buzzes. Ami calling. She answers quickly. "Assalamu alaikum, Ami, how are you?" Her mother's voice warm and gentle. "Beta, we are fine. Did you eat?" She laughs softly. "Yes, Ami, I even made Dale today." They talk about home, about neighbors, about her brother's school. The call lasts 10 minutes, but fills her heart for hours after it ends. She stares at the city lights, blinking like stars fallen to the earth. She feels both far and Connected at the same time, she opens her laptop, studies for an hour, then scrolls through old photos of family weddings and festivals. Her eyes grow heavy. She whispers a small prayer. Ya Allah, make tomorrow easier. She lies down, the hum of the heater, the sound of her breath, the whisper of dreams, all melt into sleep. This is the life of one immigrant. But behind every face there are millions of stories. They are the hands that build cities, the hearts that keep dreams alive, the souls that remind us what courage looks like when no one is watching. They leave their homes not because they want to escape, but because they want to grow. They miss their families, their language, their food, yet they adapt, they learn, they rise in silence. Every accent tells a story, every struggle hides a victory, every tear becomes a bridge between worlds. When you meet someone who speaks differently, walks differently, or prays differently, remember they too are fighting battles unseen. The world becomes brighter when we see each other not as foreigners, but as fellow dreamers. This is for every Aisha, for every heart that left home to build a new one abroad. So next time you sip your coffee or pass by someone working quietly in a cafe, remember that behind that gentle smile lies a story of strength and hope and endless faith. Because living abroad is not just about chasing success, it is about carrying love across oceans and finding yourself somewhere between two skies. This is the day of an immigrant, and though the world may forget her name, the dream she carries will always shine. FactZone by Muskan Babar.